Hey guys, got a request to make some walls. We put up a couple of walls on Instagram and I had a couple of requests for the hills and walls. So we're going to start with the walls. So we're going to make something, in this next project we're going to make something very similar to this. It's a cinder block wall with some damage, and there's going to be some rebar coming out, and then also the base. So first of all, what you do is you actually cut out your base on 1/8 board. I just did a basic design to kind of give me an idea of how long to make it, and then what I'm going to do is actually cut, measure and cut this out of the foam. Alright, so with our board, it's going to be roughly about, the wall is going to be roughly about 9 inches long. So what we're going to do is cut it out of this board. Now, the scale that I use is that for every inch is a cinder block, and every 1/4 inch is a brick. So we're making cinder blocks. So we're going to do 4-inch cinder blocks. I'm a lefty. I had to change directions, I'm a lefty. So we measure out 4 inches, measure out 9 inches. Always make 2 lines so that you can check your measurements. So there's our square. This is going to be our wall that's on the thing. So what we'll do next is cut it out. So make sure you get a really sharp blade. I like to use the extended blades. It just seems to be getting through the foam a lot easier. So we'll just do it in multiple swipes. Usually between 2 and 3 swipes. Or no, about 3 or 4 swipes. Okay, same with this way. You can use a foam cutter too, I just like the straight edges. After a while, you can just break it. It doesn't matter if you damage the corner because it's going to be battle damaged anyways. So what you do, like drywall, is you flip it over, you score it from the other side, and there's your wall. Like I said, doesn't matter if you mess up because around the corners, the bottom has got to be perfect. That's why I usually put the bottom on the edge of the board. Where it's always a perfect straight line, because if not, it's going to be a pain in the butt to put it down on the board. So from there, what we do is, like I said before, for every 1 inch is a layer of cinder block. So it should be 4 blocks tall. And I make all the blocks before I damage it. So that'll look 4 blocks high. And then what I do is every 2 inches there's a new block. And then what I do is I'll do every other. And then you'll see why I do that in a second. Just because what I'll do is do 1 inch, 3, 5, 7, and then I'll do the opposite blocks. So you get this staggered effect, because when you're building blocks, especially a wall that's 1 thick, you always offset them so that it's one solid wall, if anybody does masonry work out there. And the other side, you got to do the same, try to mirror it as much as possible. What I usually do is actually just continue the lines on the side. Gives you a good indication. That way you can kind of understand roughly where they start on the opposite side. Because it'd look weird if you had the half block starting on this top on the opposite side. So, on the bottom too. And you can kind of see where the side edges are. Actually, I'm just going to measure it. So, 1 every inch. Top, bottom. Alright, next we're going to get work on those grid lines.